Welcome back to our Certified Entry-Level Python Programmer course, and it's time for us to continue with our discussion of lists. And as you can see in this episode, we're going to see how to remove stuff from lists. We'll see how to add stuff to the end of a list, and then we'll see how we could insert a value anywhere we want in a list. So of course, we're going to begin with deleting from a list. How can we do this? Well, let's go ahead and create a list. So notice I will create a variable called myList, and we're going to set it equal to our list. And notice this time I'm demonstrating how the list can contain, different objects. So notice I put a string of Tony in the first index 0 position, then a 5, then 4.2, then 10. So now we decide we want to delete one of these values. No problem. We're going to use the delete statement. That's del. I'm going to reference my list, of course, and then I'm going to give the index number. Do you see what value would be deleted? Sure, it would be that value of 5. Remember, from left to right, our indexing starts at 0. So I think when we print my list now, we are going to see that number 5 gone from our list. And what do we see? It's exactly what we see. So deleting my list index of 1 is going to remove that value of 5 that we had in our list. And notice index numbers shift now, right? Tony is still indexed at 0, but now the number 4.2 is indexed at 1. All right, well, let's see how we would append to a list. This is adding a value at the end of the list. So let's first create a list. So here I say my list is going to equal our string value of Tony, a value of 4.2, and a value of 10. I'm now going to run what's called the append method against our list. We'll learn this syntax of methods later on when we talk about object orientation, but just so you know, it's just really cool that we have what appears to be a function, but it's actually a method. It's mylist.append. So we're going to do an appending to our data, the myList data, and notice I'm appending the string of test. So sure enough, you know what's going to happen. When we print my list, we're going to see the values of Tony, 4.2, 10, and then the string of test. That's right, when we're appending using the append method, what we add will appear at the end of that list. Yeah, that's the definition of doing an append. All right, well now, what if we need to insert some value somewhere? Well, guess what? We're going to use a method of insert similar to append, and think about it logically, we're going to need to provide two pieces of information, aren't we? Sure, we're going to need to provide where in the list we are going to insert the value, and then of course we have to provide the value. Yeah, so let's take a look at inserting. I'll create a list, again, a string value of Tony, 4.2 for a float, and then 10 for an integer. And then we use the insert method. So I say mylist.insert, and then notice I want inserted at index 1 the string value of test. So sure enough, you guessed what this will do. We'll now have Tony, we'll now have test, then we'll have 4.2 and 10. Yeah, notice how we're extending the length. Notice where we are inserting exactly where we want to in index position 1. And notice how the other values are just sliding off to the right. 4.2 had an index of 1 when we started. Now the value of 4.2 has an index value of 2. Yeah, it was slid off to the right there. So Can we delete from lists? Yes, we saw it. It's the delete statement. Can we add to lists? Sure, we have an append method. And can we insert in a list? Sure we can. We have the insert method. Well, could we ever have a negative index value? Let's answer that in the next video. I hope to see you there.